It's Jackie, and today's video is going to be the first of what I hope are many flip throughs of my Fauxbonichi. So I introduced this to you, I think I started it about 10 days ago. It's going to be kind of a short flip through because I started 20 days into the month, so I just have a few days to show you. And so after we do the flip through, then I'm also going to just talk about my reflections on how I found Fauxbonichi as a habit, and I'll just talk about that. So check it out. I love this book. If you recall, I'm using the Leuchtturm1917 A5 plain journal, and it's starting to poof up and get a little fat, and it's got some crinkly bits over here, and I love this book. The paper has been fantastic. I love that I don't have to skip pages in it. Just overall really satisfied with my choice of books, which is good because I wasn't sure when I picked it. So we'll take a look inside. I made one little change to the inside cover. I got these Heidi Swap words, and they're the toner ones that you put through the Mink, but I don't have a Mink. I got these by accident from the American Crafts customer service team. I complained about the washi tape that I bought. I don't know if you remember me saying there wasn't much on the roll, so I complained to them about it. They said they'd send me more washi tape, but instead they sent me these words. So I don't have a Mink, so they're staying black. So just as captured today, and I thought that was a really apt sentiment for my Fauxbonichi. So no change to the inside table of contents, although I did tape them together. So there's just the one table of contents page now. And then we get straight into my book. So I think you guys already saw the first page, and then here's the second page. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you all about everything that's in the writing. If you care, you can always pause the video and read it, or if you do want me to start giving you the overview of all the things I'm writing, you're welcome to leave a comment, and I can start doing that. But I don't think it's really interesting to you guys, so that's why I'm not doing it. So as you can see, my month stamps still have not arrived. I was hoping they'd come here today, but I guess I have to keep waiting. So I will stamp those in when I get the chance. I started trying to do some little sketch things. My first one was this bag of chocolate, and I was so surprised to find out it's something I can do. I've never drawn a thing in my life, but I just used my Micron 01, I think is the one I used. My really thin Micron pen, and then it looks okay, and then I hit it with the watercolor, and it actually looks like what it's supposed to look like. So I was really pleased with that. Followed the Lister's Got a List that day. My artwork, I just watercolored the back, used some washi tape and a typewriter from the I Am collection from Snap Simple Stories. And I'm finding I love these little art blocks. I'm using them. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is fill in my little art block, and I love it. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that. So then we get in my next pages, and I was really surprised to find that I'm like developing a style, and I didn't think I had a style, but here it is. So with this one, I'm on the Fauxbonichi Journalers Facebook group. There was a prompt to draw a leaf. There was a bunch of tutorials, so I followed one of the tutorials to draw that leaf and just lettered in. There was the first day of fall. I hit the whole thing with some yellow watercolors all over the place. This was watercolor as well, and I just stamped it with some Dear Lizzie stamps, and it was stamps I'd never used before. So this is something I'm loving about this book, is it's giving me a chance to use some things that I don't use. I'm using up a few things in my stash, so I'm really enjoying that. And I just cut up a bunch of washi tape to make it a little thinner and put it along the side there. This is also sort of washi art. I just did a large piece of washi in the back and some I Am Simple Stories letters there. The weather, that's the other thing I do first thing when I wake up. I check the weather and I draw it in here, and then I just watercolor it when I do the rest of my watercoloring. I'm finding that watercolors are the medium I'm using the most in this book. It holds up really well, and I think it looks really good. So with this one, it was just all writing that day. I did a gelato's background, and since I had washi tape on the back of on this art already, I thought, oh, let's go crazy and use my Ranger inks. And because I didn't have to worry about bleed through, so I used my darkest flower stamp, and it turned out so dark that I just lightened it up with my my white gel pen. And I just used some Snap Simple Stories stickers there again to put I'm the Master of My Fate. On Friday, we went out that night, so I just drew a couple elements from our night. The bottles of wine that we drank that night, and I put made the labels look as much as I could like the original labels. That was a board game that we played. My friend has a tightrope. It's called a slackline in his living room, so we played on that. And then for my art that day, I just did a Zentangle and watercolored it. and I thought it turned out pretty cool. The other thing I'm finding really interesting is my sunrise sunsets. I'm noticing that we're losing about 4 minutes a day, and it's kind of freaking me out now as the days get shorter, but I'm hoping that in the spring it's going to be amazing to see the days get longer. My next pages, this time I drew the brunch that we had, and I think it turned out okay. I stamped in a wasp because it was wasp crazy. I switched to the 365 questions that day because I didn't want to do the Lister's Got a List challenge. I just used my distress ink and some stamping to do this. I want to say the stamps are Chamel, and this one I think was Hero Arts, and just some little white transparent stickers for the hearts. The next day was the blood moon. I'm pretty sure everyone has a picture of the blood moon in their Fauxbonichi. So that was mine, and I just included the hashtag because I think it's kind of a sign of the times. When I look back on this, I'll be like, oh yeah, we used to hashtag everything. The art that I did that day, it was just, I wanted to try my Heidi Swap Color Shine sprays. They did soak through a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Like, I'd use them again, but it wasn't perfect. When I do stuff like this, basically I just mask off my square and do my art, and then I peel off the masks and do my journaling is how that usually goes. And these are just some Mambi stickers that say shoot for the moon because it was a moon themed day. It sounded good to me, and that's just one of the cheap stamps you get at Michael's. It was like one of the wooden stamps. Then we've got this washi tape. I was afraid to put it in the book because it's so busy. I didn't know how to use it, but I think it really inspired me to use a rainbow of colors, and I like the art that it inspired. Like, I am finding that the washi tape is giving me a starting spot that is carrying through the theme of the whole pages, and I like that. It means I don't have to start from square one. I already have a starting spot. So I'm loving the washi tape. The other thing about the washi tape is I love that this book is becoming a library of all my washi tapes. So someday when all the rolls are empty, I can just kind of flip through here and I can see them all, and that's kind of cool. So for this art, it was I used some Lisa Frank brand washi tape that I got, or it's almost like packing tape is the feel of it, and I got that at Dollarama a few months ago. This little dino was paper pieced by Sparkly Canadian Crafty Girl. I got that from her a couple months ago, and I used a Snap Simple Stories I Am collection sticker and just wrote Fine Reasons to Smile because it was kind of a blue day. This was a sketch that I did of a restaurant that we went to, and basically when we got home I just Google image searched a picture of the restaurant, and then I just did a black sky around it because it was night, because it was too dark to take a picture. And that's what I love about this book, is that even if I don't get a picture, I'm still capturing the memory in here. Then this one was, I just kind of hand drew a heart, and it turned out so nice that I was like, well, now I have to use it. So I just colored in stripes with my watercolor pencils and then hit them with water. I used my marker to do a border around the heart, and these are some I Am Simple Story stickers that say Simply Me. And I actually love this 2-page spread. I was so apprehensive about the washi tape, but I think it turned out great. And then we get to the last day of September, so I haven't started October yet. And again, it's just really densely packed, lots of writing. And on this one, I just did some distressing. So I used a picked raspberry in the background, and then I did Chip Sapphire with the Hero Art stencil, and the sticker came from the I Am collection. So slowly I'm using up all those little bits, and then there's just some washi tape here and here. When I stamped it with a Tim Holtz postcard stamp, but it's kind of hard to see. And I flecked it with some little white gesso spots. So that is where we are up to the 30th. So let's talk about this. What I'm finding is that it is not a great time commitment. It's taking me maybe 15-20 minutes in the morning to kind of hammer out my art, draw in the weather. Sometimes I watercolor at that point, sometimes I don't. I write in my question or my Lister's Got a List, and if I can answer it in the morning, I do. Otherwise, I leave it. And then at night when I'm watching TV, I just fill in my writing, do a sketch if I need to do a sketch, do all my watercoloring, fill in my things. And again, that takes about 15 minutes. So I'm probably sitting down to this about 15 minutes twice a day, and I'm finding it really relaxing. I'm really enjoying it. I will say it is interfering a little bit probably with my other journals. So right now I'm keeping 3 journals, so I thought I'd just show you that. I've got this Fauxbonichi that I'm doing daily. I still have my, I don't know, scrap journal, the one that I always do flip throughs of. And what I found in particular was this last week, I didn't have any pictures all week, so there wasn't much to put in this. So what I'm finding is that days that there are no pictures, I'm putting it in the Fauxbonichi. Days that there are pictures, it's going in here. And the Fauxbonichi is a lot of my introspective, like this is what's going on in my head, whereas this book is, we went here, we did this. So I'm still using both books. I'm finding they both still have a specific function for me, so I'm happy with that. And then the third journal I'm keeping is my Smash book, and I showed you this one. I have never done a flip through of this one yet. I'm just going to show it to you when it's finished. But basically, this is just where everything that I don't have a spot for is going. I'm just throwing stuff in here. So this still has a place as well. So the Fauxbonichi has not substituted for either of the other two journals I'm keeping. It hasn't added too much extra to my regular journaling, because this one, again, I do a few times a week. This one I get to it when I get to it. This one I'm doing every day. So they're all filling really different functions for me. In terms of next month, I'm really happy with this setup, so I'm going to continue it for the next month. The only change I made was previously I'd been using the Prismacolor Premier pen to do my lines, and I have switched that now to the Pigmographic 1, which is just like the Sakura Micron pens, except the one is the smallest size marker that they make. And the reason I made that change was that when I was doing watercolors, this one would smudge when I hit the lines. This one doesn't. So that's the only change I've made. I've already set up all my pages for next month. My graph paper has been invaluable. I put a little dot in it here so that when I'm doing my pages, the dot shows up and I know that's where to make this corner, to make my square. I find it makes it easier to do my page setup. Yeah, but so all my pages are ready for next month. And as soon as I get my month stamp, I'll take care of that. There were a few pages where I messed up. I accidentally put 2 blocks on the inside and 1 on the outside instead of 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside, but whatever, I'll make it work. So yeah, I'm running out of different washi tapes. I'll have to get some more, I guess. Yeah, so it's all done all the way up to October 31st. By my count, this will take me to the end of the year, and I will have approximately this many. I think when I counted, I was going to have these pages left over, and these are actually the removable pages, and it's actually also a signature. So at the end of the year, this is what will be left blank. So I will most likely remove those pages so that it sits a little flatter, because as you can see, the cardstock that I added into it is making it a little bit thicker than it should be, so that'll help it lay a little flatter. So yeah, my intention is to use this book until the end of the year. I'll take out any extra pages. I'm leaving them in for now because who knows, I may want to do a paper test on them or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's my first flip through, and I intend to do these videos once a month, so you'll see the next one at the end of October. Thank you so much for watching.